It's time for bookkeeping, beer, and BS. Anybody got a sales story that jumps right out at
I
them?
got the worst one. Do you want to hear it? Well, my worst one.
I don't know. I feel like Chad rose his hand first. I feel like
go ahead, Dave. Go ahead, David. Mine are always long, so let
there's these humongous buildings in Arizona, and they're State Farm headquarters, and there's 5 of them, all glass,
like all on like one campus.
Yeah, and not far from our office. Like we could walk there almost. And I think we were charging them about $100,000 to do their windows for the year, and it was costing us about $112,000. Golly. Everything we tried to speed it up, make it faster. We told them they need to pay us more. They're like, you guys are idiots. We're like, oh. But if I didn't, if I couldn't job cost it, I would never know I was losing money. I thought I was going to make money on that job. Oh, I was so excited to get it. I was just as excited to let it go.
Well, I was going to say, what caused you to bid $100,000? Like in hindsight, do you price things differently now the way you do it because of that job? Like what caused you to underbid it?
Yeah, I mean, sadly, when you look at something, it's like, how fast could I do it if I were the one doing it? And that's never the way to look at a job, ever. Mm-hmm. You think if I were twice as slow as I am, maybe 3 times as slow as I am, then that's where I bid it. So that was probably my mistake.
Did you? Somebody at one of the conventions a long time ago was basically, if you based all your pricing off of your slowest person, you're always going to win. Because your other people are better and faster, and you're going to work out all right. Versus, like you said, I mean, we naturally look at that. Oh, this should take 2 hours, and then Jimmy shows up, or Dan with his Bush Light, whatever that. Your crazy guy version of you. But obviously that takes way longer, and then you're like, great.
Another version of me? I thought that was just the version of me.
You'd like the like Ricky Bobby version of Dan.
No, or it's that video you had, Dan, where you were going to hose down the house and you're walking all the way around the house with the hose.
Oh, yeah,
Those
Joe.
were the best videos I ever saw.
Yeah, pros versus Joes.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Mm-hmm. I get it. Dave, how did you did you just quit on them at some point? Like say, hey, we're not going to renew, or did you just like raise your price enough to get out of it? How did you you're not doing that building anymore? How did you exit?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I don't remember if we had a written contract, but there was a management company between us and the property, which that's what the problem was. The management company didn't let us talk to the property owners. They did it first, but after a while they didn't. And then they were just like stupid stuff. Like I'd get a call, you guys are, up on the roof taking a leak. You're fired. Get the hell off our building. And I'm like, there's no way my guys are on a roof taking a leak. You go up there and there's condensation or whatever. And like, you got good guys. So they were a pain in the neck. And then, they wanted to lower our what we were getting paid. So like we did it for a year. They're like, oh, we're going to lower the prices. And I'm like, oh no, like we can't lower them, and they were just looking for every reason to be rude. And then one day it was like super windy and some of the water from our windows blew over and landed on somebody's car in a parking garage. And like they flipped out. They called and F-bombed me and this and that. I'm like, you know what? I'm just not going to work with you guys anymore. Like, I'm not going to get treated that way. Like, so I was just like, I'm out.
Yep.
So we literally left with one of the buildings half done. And I'm like, I can't work with you guys. We've tried everything. So it was unfortunate.
That was what I was curious about. It's like some of those where it gets like toxic. It's like, I want to be reputable and I want to finish what we said we were going to do. But at some point you're going to force me out. Like, I don't want to quit, and I'm not a quitter, but I'm going to quit you. Like, if you're going to treat me that way, I'm like, I'm out.
So that same building manager for the property, not the one that was between us, but the guy was managing the building, he had a bad thought of us because of the company in the middle. And he went on to manage another building in Phoenix. And about a year ago, we picked up that building, and he met with my GM, and he's like, ooh, I don't want to work with professional window cleaning. And my GM's like, look, man, you got us all wrong. Like, so we had to really, really sell him. And then we went to perform. He's like, man, you guys are fantastic. And we're like, well, yeah, it wasn't us.
I tried to tell you that. Yeah, it's tough with the middleman. The middleman does make it super tough.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, business nerd? Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you learned a heck of a lot watching that episode. Do me a favor, subscribe right down here. And if you really like what you saw, you got more goods right here. Check out this one, or check out this one. and do this. Go subscribe. Appreciate you. Work smarter, work harder, go earn yourself some pride. Catch you on the next one.